Hi, so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to look at quartiles, which is a way of splitting data into four equal sections. So before we've learned about the median, which what we can now find out is that it splits a data set into two equal sections, the lowest half and the upper half. Whereas what we can do with the quartiles is we can split a data section into four equal sections. So the usefulness of this is to see the lowest 25% of a set of data, the highest 25% of a set of data. So it allows us to split the data into four equal sections. And if you can find the median, you can find the quartiles. Okay? So the first step we're going to do is just find the median of the data set, which I'll do here for example 1. So I can see there that there's 11 terms, which means if I take 11 divided by 2, it's going to be 5 remainder 1. So that means we're going to have to count 5 terms and then do a remainder 1 term, and that's going to give us the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there, I'm now calling that Q2, which means second quartile or quartile 2, which is just the median. Okay, so that is a really quick way of finding out which term is going to be the median. Okay, so now we need to find the quartiles, and the way we're going to do that is by finding what's essentially the halfway point between the median and the lowest section lowest bit of data, and the median and the highest bit of data. But we need to ignore the current median that we just found. Okay. So you can see if I cover up that median, there is 5 data points, and we just find the middle of that. And then we can find Q1, the lowest quartile. We can then find the upper quartile, which is also going to be, there's 5 data points there after the median, so it's going to be straightforward. And we'll know we've done it correctly is if we check the number of bits of data that aren't quartiles, they should be equal in each section. So you can see there's 2 bits of data in the lowest quarter. In the second quarter, there's 2 bits of data. In the third quarter, there's 2 bits of data. And in the fourth quarter, there's 2 bits of data. Okay? So there I've summarised all the bits of data we just found. So we've got the quartile 1, quartile 2 and quartile 3, but what I also put in there is I put in L, which must stand for the lowest, and H, which must stand for the highest. And what we can call those 5 bits of data are the 5-figure summary of that bit of data. So a question asks to find the 5-figure summary of the set of data, it's just asking to find the quartiles. Okay? So if we go into example 2, we'll have a look at a few things that happen. So there's 10 bits of data for example 2, which means if I cut that in half, there's going to be 5 bits of data in each section. Which means that Q2 must be between the 5th and 6th piece of data, but since the 5th and 6th piece of data is 10 and 10, halfway between 10 and 10 is 10. So there, we're in the 5-figure summary of that second set of data. So now let's look at the third one. is 9 bits of data, which means if I cut that in two, we're going to have 4 on either side and 1 remainder, which means the fifth term will be the median. Now what you can hopefully see is that on either side of the median there is 4 bits of data. Do we know how to find the middle term of 4 bits of data? It's a bit more tricky, but yes we do, because we know how to find the median when there's an even set of data. So just like what we did with the median, if we don't have a middle piece of data, we just find the middle of 2 bits of data on either side. So in this case, the 2 middle terms are 5 and 6, and so halfway between 5 and 6 is 5.5, and then on the other side, halfway between 10 and 12 is 11. So now we'll do an example 4. And so there we had to find a middle term of all 3. So 8 bits of data, so we needed to find halfway between 6 and 8, which gave us 7, and then halfway between 4 and 5 gave us 4.5, and halfway between 8 and 9 gave us 8.5. So if you can find a median, you can find the quartiles. Okay, that's the end of the video.